There's nothing more useless nor more pathetic than people who spend their days arguing on Twitter. You could get trapped in a fucking elevator for 24 hours and that'd be a more productive day than someone who spent it arguing on Twitter. If you sat in a puddle of your own vomit with your fingers up your ass, eyes rolled in the back of your skull for 24 hours, that is still a more productive day than the people who argue on Twitter. Twitter arguments are like the mosh pit at a Green Day concert. Yeah, it's fun to look at and laugh at, but no one ever wants to really be in it because it's just sad. There's no point when arguing on Twitter, and especially the people that literally are warriors there that never leave constantly arguing with people. You're never going to change anyone's mind. That's the biggest takeaway. When you're arguing or debating, typically the goal is at least to have someone's perspective change or have someone see another side. You don't have that on Twitter. It's impossible. It never happens. Look at this tweet, because I think this tweet really puts it all in a nutshell. A nice little tight nutsack. This is a representative attitude for the majority of the people that actively use Twitter and fight on it. I've blacked out the names here because I don't want anyone to go harass anyone involved here. But let this serve as a beautiful scientific case study and quick look into the mind of an active Twitter champion. So the opening dialogue comes from our protagonist, a checkmark, a verified Twitter user. Verified on Twitter basically means that the Twitter Illuminati verification group decided to give you the checkmark. They give it out seemingly at random. There's no rhyme or reason for half the people they verify or don't verify. Really, it seems like they give a checkmark out to anyone who's even farted on a website that can even be misconstrued for journalism. It makes no sense, but anyway, the checkmark comes in with a bit of a hot take in movies. I think it's deeply ironic that Scorsese thinks Marvel films are the same movie over and over, when in fact this guy really only makes one movie, let's be honest. Some of them are truly fantastic, don't get me wrong, but come on. Definitely a hot take, but that's not a strange occurrence on Twitter. Twitter's comprised of 50% hot takes and 50% K-pop stans spamming their shit everywhere. So in response, a Scorsese fan comes to defend his honor and makes a good point. He's made like 4 or 5 mob films, but how are Age of Innocence, Hugo, Kundun, Last Temptation of Christ, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, After Hours, King of Comedy, Silence, the same movies? That is a very level-headed, very reasonable response, especially considering a majority of the other replies were very aggressive and very rude. This is very level-headed, calm, and opens up a dialogue where she could defend her point. But how does someone respond to valid criticism or even just a valid attempt to get dialogue going? Yeah, sorry, I'm not engaging with disingenuous fanboys who just want to fight. Bye! I mean, you see, what's the point? Why have these arguments on Twitter? Nothing gets solved. This is the exact kind of shit that goes on. Someone makes a good point. Oh, fuck you, you're blocked. Bye. I'm better. You know, you didn't have to respond. You could have just ignored it. You didn't have to just give this whole big speech as if you're so holier than thou, like, I will not engage in this. I am so far above and beyond it. I am on Mount Olympus. You are in the sewers with Master Splinter and those turtles. This is not worth my time whatsoever. It's that same kind of fucking attitude that happens on Twitch streams. Also, speaking of which, by the time this video goes up, I'll be live on Twitch at twitch.tv/moistcritical. There's no link in the description, just don't be so fucking lazy. Go on Twitch, type in moistcritical, or type in the whole URL. I'm gonna make you fucking work for it, but it'll be worth it. When you get here, I might even be naked, bent over. You never know what to expect. Stream almost daily. What I'm saying, her attitude is like those goddamn virgins on Twitch that'll come into a Twitch stream on a game they don't like just to tell you they don't like that game. Shit happens all the time. Charlie, you know I don't like Counter-Strike. This game fucking sucks, and I fucking hate that you're on it. You know what? I'm never coming over here anymore. You know I don't like this game, and you're playing it, you're streaming it. I'm fucking leaving, Charlie. You know I fucking hate Counter-Strike. I'm out of here. Like, okay, you didn't have to be an asshole. I was gonna make you take an exit survey on why you're leaving. You could have just came in and left. You know, get yourself some of mommy's breast milk and calm the fuck down. I was playing a game I wanted to play, and you came in here and just told me you don't like the game. Why not just leave? Why do you have to be such a douchebag about it? It's the same thing she does here. You could have just not replied to his comment. Even though it made great points, you weren't obligated to make it something aggressive. Could have just let it sit. His comment wasn't aggressive. He made a point to her point, and she couldn't defend it, and I guess she got hurt on like an existential level and came back with a rebuttal that was just so needlessly aggressive and shows that she's not open to changing. That is also the same attitude mirrored from flat earthers that everyone likes to make fun of and use as a punching bag, and rightfully so. They're very goofy. They're very easy to make fun of. But if you watch the Flat Earthers documentary, they literally proved themselves wrong. They proved the Earth is round in their own documentary, and they disregard it. They say, oh, we must have fucked up. Because they refuse to take in something new, no matter what is proven. That's Twitter. Why are you going to spend your days arguing on Twitter trying to change minds of people who are never going to accept it? And they tell you outright they will not accept it. K-pop stans, another one. People always saying, you know, get rid of fan cams. K-pop stans are over. Fan cams fucking suck. Stop it. Should be illegal. They're still going to do it. They're telling you they're still going to do it. So why the fuck are you going to spend your days fighting the K-pop stan army as if you're some type of frontline barricade protecting us from K-pop stans, going on all their shit, telling them to stop? It's not going to work. You're wasting your time. It's just so pathetic, the people that constantly argue on Twitter. I really can't help but feel bad for some of them because I really think they're convinced they're doing a good thing and making a change. But on Twitter, no one changes. Very, very rarely will anyone change a position or even stop to think about another perspective, no matter what people in the comments are saying. And that tweet I showed you is the perfect example of that attitude. And again, you could find that same attitude mirrored in other communities like flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. It's just a fucking waste of time, and I think Twitter arguments are genuinely pathetic. If you find yourself constantly angry on Twitter and arguing with people, find a different hobby, take a step back and realize you're not fucking doing anything with your days when you're spending hours upon hours as a fucking full-time job arguing. You're just wasting your time. And that's the point I want to make. That's about it. See ya.